It's time for another tutorial on how to use a typewriter, and today's typewriter is the iconic Olympia SM9, made pre-1969. This video also applies on Olympia SM8, Olympia SM7 and the Olympia Monica, with minor differences. As for now, let's start with the demonstration. To open the carrying case, you press on both sides of the lock and it will unlock the carrying case. To remove the typewriter from its base, there's two levers on the left and the right. You press on the same time. From the bottom, lift the SM9 typewriter and move it towards you to remove it from the pins in the back. To remove it away from the pins in the back. To unlock the carriage, we need to use the lever on the left side. It's on the top left corner of the keyboard, and you pull it towards you and it will unlock the carriage. Now the carriage is unlocked. To release the carriage, you have a carriage release lever on the right and one on the left. To release it, you press it down and the carriage is released. The SM9 typewriter has two carriage release levers, one on the right, one on the left. As for the Monica and the SM8 by Olympia, they only have one on the right side. To set up your margins, there's two levers on top of the carriage, one on the left for the left margin, one on the right for the right margin. To move the margins, you pinch it and move it right and left to set up your margin. Same applies to the one on the left side. Your right margin controls the end of your lines. When you reach the end of your line, the bell will ding. As for the left side margin, it's the start of your line. It's where you wish to start typing. On the left side, there's a line selector lever. It starts with a dot that releases the platen, then the 1 for one line spacing, and 1.5 and 2 line spaces. Usually we use the 1 line spacing. Now we need to insert the paper. To insert the paper, we use the paper grip release lever here, pull it towards you, get the paper, we insert it here, then grip back the paper grip release lever and use the knobs to feed the paper. Raise the paper holder, put the paper under the paper holder and continue on inserting the paper up. To adjust the paper, you ungrip the paper release lever, you adjust it properly to be aligned, then you grip it back and now it's aligned, so you feed it down using the knobs and go to the start of your line to start typing. To move to a new line, we use the line spacing lever arm on the left side and push it all the way, and now we are on the second line on the paper. Again. Now I'll show you double spacing. We go to the third option, which is double spacing. I'll type a simple word. For a new line, and that's double spacing. If you prefer your paper to be lifted up, you can use the paper support arm on the left. You press it and it will pop out, and the paper will be held on the paper support. To remove the paper, we release the paper grip release and remove the paper. And then we grip it back. Using the typewriter, we can draw lines horizontally and vertically. To draw a line, you release the platen, putting it on the dot. Now it's released. To draw a vertical line, you place your pencil in the notch of the paper card. You can use the left or the right. I'm using the right one. And using your left knob or right knob, you can move the platen up and down and it will draw a vertical line. To draw a horizontal line, again you place pencil in the notch and you use the carriage release lever to move the carriage left and right, and that's a horizontal line drawn on the paper. Now I'll show you how to reverse the ribbon. Usually, to get a better demonstration, I remove the lid and show you the reverse ribbon levers. It's a two-pinned lever on the right side and left side near the ribbon spools. To reverse the ribbon from one direction to another, you press or move actually the pins, and it will reverse the direction of the ribbons. Same applies if you want to move it to the other side. You just move it and it will reverse. If you don't have eyelets on your spools, it will not automatically reverse. If you have eyelets on your ribbon spools, it will automatically reverse. The Olympia SM9, SM8 and SM7 manuals are available on our website as PDF files to be downloaded for free. Now I start demonstrating the keyboard of the SM9 typewriter. On the left side there's a lever with minus and a plus next to it. This is the tension control lever. It controls the touch feel while typing. To increase the tension when typing, you move it to the plus and it will feel harder while typing. To make it lighter to type, you move the lever towards the minus and while typing it will feel lighter. On the left side there's the margin release key. Sometimes there's MR on it instead of the 4 dots. This key helps you when you reach the end of your line and you have still letters to type. You press it and you can continue typing bypassing the margin release stopper on the right side. Same applies to the left side margin. If you want to print or type beyond the margin on the left side, you press it and you can move and you can type outside the margin set on the left side. On the top right of the keyboard there's a tab key. Tab keys help you to move the carriage to certain stops on the carriage you set or preset actually. To set your margin stoppers, you press on the plus near the space bar. It will set the first margin stop, and for example now I chose another one. I press it and now I have 2 margin stops. To go to the first margin stop, I press the tab, reach the first margin stop, that's the second margin stop, and now it goes to the end of the line. To cancel both margin stops, I go to the first one and use the minus near the space bar and press it. It's now removed. Then I go to the second one and press minus again and it's removed. Now I'll check if everything is removed. They are both removed. There's another way to remove all the tab stops in one press. It's using this lever on the right side. If we add these margin stops, to remove all the margin stops in one go, we use the lever on the right side and press it down, and both of the stops I already set are removed. Setting the margin stops on the SM9 is done using the plus and minus near the spacebar. As for the Monica, there's no tab option. As for the SM8, the margin stops are manually set from the back of the carriage. You press it and move it right and left. On the right side of the keyboard there's a backspace key. You press it to move backwards while typing if you made a mistake to correct or if you missed a letter. On the right side of the keyboard there's the color selector. There's 2 options for a dual ribbon. There's the first option in blue and the second option in red. The middle option is the white one with the stencils when you are drawing lines or you don't want your ribbon holder to be moving while typing. SM9 is known to be the typewriter with the softest shifting mechanism. Shifting to type with capitals is done using the left side shift key and the right side shift key. So to type in capitals, you simply press on the shift key on the left or the right and press on the key and it will type the uppercase letter. To continuously type using capitals or uppercase letters, you press on the white key above the shift key on the left and it will lock it and you can continuously type using uppercase letters. To release the caps lock, you press on the left side shift key and it will release capitals and you will go back to typing in lowercase letters. Now, as we have finished the tutorial, we need to show you how to lock the carriage back. We use the same lever to unlock it and lock it and just simply press it away from you. Press the space bar and the carriage is locked. Another way to lock the carriage is pressing the locking lever and using the carriage lever you move it to the center and it's locked as well. Now I'll show you how to fit the typewriter inside its base. For ease of use, I'll be using the base only without the lid. There's 2 pins here and 2 clips. We need to insert the 2 pins in the holes in the back of the typewriter. You make sure that the pins are fitted and it will lock into the clips on the left and right side of the base. To lock the carrying case, you simply move the base towards the lid and press it and now it's locked. Now that we have finished with the demonstration, why don't you have a look at this video to see how the Olympia SM9 ranked in our top 10.